to the fucking gift shop. This is a toll. We're entering a toll. There's people selling stuff. You guys are playing catch. Hi, friend.
Pools.
Oh my god, there are pools. Hi.
You ever heard of Mad Max? Yeah, well, this was it.
We're gonna be Ricky Bobby style.
Dude. Thought I'd share my thoughts on Huacachina. A lot of people have been extremely curious or questioning, whether to come here or what to see and do. And I feel like there's a lot of different answers. For me, it's been a cool place. Reminds me 100% of like a scene mixed out of like Casablanca and Star Wars. Either that or like a Mad Max dystopia. The people have been kind so far, but it's just been very obscure and dystopian feeling because, I mean, there's just a pond and these retro-looking homes in the middle of nothing. I mean, if you drive out here from Lima, which is what we did, it's pretty minimal as to what there is. But it is very cool feeling. I'm excited to sandboard later, and I'd recommend it to someone. Maybe a day or two just coming out here. It's a different type of world, that's for sure. Jhayr?
Yep.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
All right, private tour getting this set up here. As mentioned, Pete and I had scored a private tour with Jhayr, a sand snowboarder who's been part of World Cup events year in and year out. I'll link his accounts below, but this guy was awesome. And it was exactly the night we needed to close out the bucket list on the trip.
full night of sleep does for you. Wonders, beautiful things. We just woke up and having zero regrets about sleeping last night rather than raving here at the Wild Rover. This is the scene this morning. Looks like everybody's really up and at 'em. Hopefully they can hear me. But yeah, we got some sleep early just because we went out with Jhayr. He was our tour guide last night for the sandboarding expedition, and it was pretty kick-ass. Pete and I kept joking, new sport unlocked, and it was a good night, a good way to spend our last night. So, enjoying the sunrise here. Gonna work our way up to Paracas and back up to drop off the vehicle today. But I'm feeling mobile. I'm feeling active today.
Desert beach.
Yeah, that's for sure. That's a new bio. Per my promise, we are in Paracas at Playa Roja, and there's nobody here, which is a little bit odd. I mean, views are spectacular, and we've got a couple hours until we need to drop the car off this afternoon, so figured might as well come to the national park, national reserve, whatever they call it. It's like ours. It's almost like Utah if Utah had like an ocean coast. So it's like I don't know. For whoever told me to come to Paracas, you guys are awesome. This place is beautiful. There's nobody here. I don't know if this is just like a place that is not idolized more, or maybe it's still hidden. Maybe I should shut the hell up. But this place is gorgeous.
About to get fleeced again, these motherfuckers.
Dude, I hope not. Are there
This
some
is
up
one
there?
lane, I think.
Yeah, there are cops here.
Alright, look, here's the deal. If you come to Peru and you rent a car, which honestly, fucking just avoid it if you can. But like, we rented a car to get from Lima to Huacachina, which is the desert that we were in, and because it's just way more convenient. Like, it's a 4-hour drive, and like tours are a pain in the ass. In between Lima and Huacachina, there are these like portions of the highway where you have to pull off, and it's basically like police checkpoints. And we went through one on the way to Huacachina where they just waved us through, they didn't care. And then the second one we went through, they waved us over to like pull over into a parking lot essentially. And we didn't really know at this point, but the cop came up and he was like, didn't speak any English, which is like understandable. And we speak very little Spanish, so we're trying to communicate. He's using the translator on his phone. Basically, he says that we're doing 71 kilometers per hour in a 60, which is like 5 miles per hour over.
Which is just ridiculous. Because also at this point, mind you, I'm driving, and up to this point was like the first 2 hours of the drive, and like I was extremely cautious about like speed, because I was like, hey, I'm in a new country, I'll be respectful, I won't just rip down these highways. And then yeah, we got hit with that, and I'm like, dude, there's no way. I was literally behind pretty much everyone.
So we're both kind of like, yo, we're getting fucking fleeced. Like, there's no way this is real. We're like, can we pay with a card? He's like, no, doesn't write us a ticket. He's like, you have to pay with cash, which is super sus in the first place. And so we both like, we're like, all right, fine, whatever. We're like, we don't have that much cash on us. The guy's grinning ear to ear. He's like, perfect. Like, yeah, that's good. I'll take it. And he slides us like his little fucking textbook, and he's like basically motioning to put the cash in there, like below the dash, so like people can't see, obviously. Regardless, at the end of the last clip, same shit happens. We're fucking ready this time. I have 50 soles in my wallet. That's all I'm carrying. The rest of it's elsewhere, on purpose, in case this happens again. And we talked about it earlier. I was like, hey, if it happens again, like, response, or you don't have any cash on you. This is all I have in my wallet. And the guy pulls us over. He's like, you didn't have your lights on. The fine's $400 US dollars. We're like, yeah, right, buddy. I was like, write us a ticket and we'll pay at the station. He's like, no, cash here. He's like, yeah, all right, because you're fucking scamming us.
And they're like looking through the
They're
car.
looking, yeah, at all of our shit. They looked at fucking, we have these, and they were like, oh, cerveza? No, it's not
some
beer.
reason to get you like pegged for like money, like anything.
on the way out. And so this time around, he's like, yeah, $400 US dollars. Like, I don't have that cash. It's like, no tango, you know, whatever. And I pull out my wallet, and I have some bills in here, and I pulled out the 50, and that's all I pulled out. And he was like, I have some other Peruvian dollars in here, but he's like, no, all of it. Like, I just pulled out the 50. I was like, it's total. Like, this is all I have. He was like, no, all of it. I was like, no. And I pulled out one of the other bills I have in here, which happened to be a fucking peso from Argentina. I was like, these are pesos. And he's like, all right, fine, whatever. So he takes the 50, he takes the 50 underneath the dash, underneath the window, shakes our hand. I was like, adios. See you later, motherfucker. Bottom line, like, if you come to Peru and that stop happens to you, like, argue with them, make sure they write you a ticket, like, because it's possible that, you know, you're actually getting pulled over or whatever.
Yeah,
like,
there definitely are like instances where like they probably would pull you over, like if you're cooking down the highway or you're doing some dumb shit. But if you're in these like one ways where they're like, hey, pull over, you look like a target, and then they're looking through your shit and they're looking for reasons to peg you for like a ticket or anything, do exactly what Pete and I just did.
Yeah, just be like, this is all the cash. Carry cash, like, we got a toll here. Carry like a small amount of cash easily.
To our final accommodation on this trip, which is very bittersweet, but a super nice place indeed. We just dropped off the rental car, which was such a blessing, because driving here in Lima reminds me of like driving in Asia, which is just an absolute crapshoot. Like, it's a roll of the dice if someone's gonna hit your car or you're gonna hit somebody or an animal or something. So dropping that off was very nice.
You can go to Casa Bonita if you want.
Oh yeah, it actually looks pretty good right there. Oh my god. We'll see you on the other side. Looking back on our trip to South America, there's an abundance of moments I could smile about. There was also some that were a bit less than ideal, but great learning opportunities. I wouldn't change a thing. Maybe Machu Picchu could have been a bit less cloudy, but hey, I got to see a world wonder. I'll live. What I'm trying to say here is, for me, it always falls back on perspective and making the most of what you're given. This journey wasn't about what the Incan Empire built, although yeah, it was pretty badass to see and learn about their incredible history. This was about the people, the journey, and the group. And the more I travel, I feel like it always is. The stories you share along the way, the hardship endured, if you can even call it that, the excess of rain that soaked you to the bone, Jhayr, the sandboarder and his business, Marcelo and his family, or the group you scaled a world wonder with. In the end, it's the connections you made and the memories you build with them that stay with you. When people ask me, what do you live for? It's moments like these. The people, the history, the adrenaline, the newfound perspective, the landscape. I could go on, because I genuinely am so passionate about it all. So, if you're like me, and you yearn for memories and adventure, I hope you too find yourself pushing the boundaries. Cheers to one of my favorite adventures to date, and to many more ahead.